Okay, so greatest gift, day 21. I'm here with my mate Emma. Emma goes to uni, she's back for Christmas now, and we're going to talk a little bit about comparison and why it's so dangerous. So yesterday we were talking about how important our identity is, and that even though we are in a way defined by these things like what we enjoy, our hobbies, our family, all these things that we mentioned, at the root of all of that is the fact that we are created and chosen by God to do something unique for Him and to have our own special purpose. We belong to Him, and that's what our identity is. And I think things get so dangerous for us, even as Christians, when we start to compare who we are with someone else who's created to be different. Like, if we all have our own unique purposes, and we spoke about this, I think it was on the second day when we spoke about church, everybody in church has got their own unique role. And that's why we talk about it as being almost like a body. Everybody's got their own role. Some people are like hands, some people are like feet, some people are like ears, and they all do totally different things. They're not meant to be the same. Like an ear can't look at a hand and be jealous because they do different things. They're completely different parts of the body. And for us as Christians, even in like the church, it's the same sort of thing. It's so important to realise what we're created for and not to start comparing ourselves with each other.
So for me, I used to struggle with comparisons. I used to be jealous of other people at church and just see how they were like growing closer to God, and I just kind of felt a bit stuck. And I was like, is God really there? Like, does He love me if He's not growing me in a way that I expect to be grown? Like seeing other people getting these gifts and things, and I was like, oh, does He notice me? I started to feel that this was affecting my relationship with God, and I'd go through times of like real questioning, and maybe wouldn't even go to church sometimes and just feel really, really stuck. And then, I don't know, it just occurred to me that actually God was using me like in a time of waiting, and He was growing me in this waiting to like know more of myself. This time of waiting made me realise, as Stephen said, that God has created us all to be unique, and it doesn't make sense to compare ourselves with others, because at the end of the day we've all got our own purpose. Now that I've seen who God has created me to be, I've grown in relationship with Him, and I'm no longer jealous of others around me. I rather see their gifts as God's work in the church, and how all of us together are like a body of Christ, and we're all being created to have unique gifts. And I feel like this is really amazing to see now through the waiting that God's had me in, really recently actually, and I'm growing in relationship with Him, and it's really good.
So would you say that through all that you now feel so much closer to God than you did before?
Yeah, I really feel like He's revealing more of Himself to me, and through that I'm growing in faith, definitely.
It's really cool, and I was talking with some friends the other day about, like, I think I mentioned earlier on, as the body of Christ, as the church, we see ourselves as being united together as one body, not loads of different parts. And in marriage, it's kind of the same sort of idea. So in marriage, as Christians, we believe that one husband and one wife are united together to become one. So it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's not half plus half equals 1, but it's 1 + 1 = 1. There's unity. And a husband and wife living in unity with each other no longer see themselves as competing with each other, right? Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, the husband is trying to be better than the wife, or like because they're in unity and they're one body, they kind of function together as a couple. Even though they're still two people, they function together as one body. And as the church, we kind of do the same thing. When we realise that we're actually made united to each other, we're no longer trying to sort of climb above each other, we're no longer comparing ourselves to each other, but instead notice, celebrate and appreciate the good gifts that God has given to all people.
So I hope that helps you guys to see how God has created us all to be unique, and He loves us exactly how we are. See you tomorrow for day 22. That's not big enough. My hand doesn't fit. Oh well, go black anyway.
Yeah, well.